Good evening, everybody. How you doing? Here we are, Saturday evening, 5 p.m., time for the Tech 20. And yes, it's a little bit different this week and tonight. Not going to do a weekly recap. I just had a bunch of information that I thought would be good to share. So recap, go back on Monday and Thursday and look at the videos to see what was talked about. And tonight, we're going to go over some more information and talk about some things that I read. Hopefully some things will be beneficial. But again, as always, if there's something you want to know about, post it in the comments. Would love to share. First thing is an iOS update. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because shortly after I reported that iOS 14.4 had been pushed out to iPads and iPhones and watchOS 7.3, I saw an article that was talking about that this particular update was actually fixing security flaws that had been known to be actively exploited. So if there's ever an instance where you want to actually go ahead and update your iPhone and your iPad to the 14.4, this is the time. I mean, I recommend it anyway. But this one specifically, it's fixing security flaws that they say Apple themselves has admitted that it may have been actively exploited. The details of the flaws were reported by an anonymous researcher. Let's see. They're not disclosing, discussing, or confirming security issues until the investigation has occurred. But iPhone, iPad, settings, general software update, download, install, put in your passcode, get it done. Do it now. If you haven't done it, do it now. Plug your phone in, make sure you have power, and knock it out. Get it taken care of. Big thing. This is one of those ones that you don't want to hold off on. So what about some deals for the week? Deals for the week. So here's a few things that I saw, good deals on various gadgets and tech items for this past week. Apple Magic Keyboard for iPad. The 11-inch keyboard is down to $199, $100 off its normal price. And the 12.9-inch model is on sale for $332. This has a great trackpad, USB-C port. You can use to charge your iPad, but it's on sale, as well as the AirPods Pro are still $50 off their normal price. So definitely some try. I have AirPod Pro or AirPod Pros. Love them. They're great. They do come with different size earpieces, but these are really nice. I really do like them, and they stay in, which is nice. Mac Mini M1, the latest Mac Mini with the new Apple M1 chip, is $50 off on Amazon and B&H Photo. Makes the final price $649. This is just the base model M1 chipset, so 8 gigs of memory, 256 storage. May work for you, may not, but it's there. So check it out. Sony's WH-1000 XM4 wireless headphones are down to $278 across the web. All-time low. This particular reviewer gave them a score of 94 for their updated design, powerful active noise cancellation, excellent audio quality, and multi-device connectivity. So pretty good. The flip side of that, the WF-1000 XM3, which is the wireless earbuds, they're on sale for $178, $50 off the normal price. Some of the best ones you can get. I've heard some good things about this. Good active noise cancellation, audio quality, long battery life when paired to their charging case. Check it out if you look for headphones. Also, Razer, gaming manufacturer, does a lot of gaming things. They have some Valentine's Day bundles. The best value sets that they have for, men, Valentine's Day. Be thinking now, 2 weeks away. Plan now. Don't be the one in the store at 12 a.m. in the morning on the 13th or then the 14th. But there is a Black Widow V3 keyboard and a Death Adder V2 mouse for $130. Some bundles include laptops, mics, headsets, and more. You can use the code VDAY21 to get an exclusive gift when you place an order of $129 or more. There you go. Valentine's Day gift. The Ableton Live 10, which is a digital audio workstation, you can get that for 20% off now. Brings the suite down to $599. This is really, if you're interested in producing your own music, the Live 10 gives you a bunch of software instruments, effects to work with. So again, if you're into producing music, that's good. And then the All-Key Minima 20-watt PD wall charger. It's a USB-C PD wall charger, $692, $10 off. Fast charge relays iPhone or other USB-C smartphones, and it's pretty compact. So there's your deals for the week. Check them out. Some tech stuff. They're on sale. Check on Amazon. Check around. Got some great deals. Something else that I was reading about, and I know there's some people that will probably be up in arms about this, but remote wireless charging. So most of you know that if you have a device that's QI enabled, you plop it down on a pad and it charges. Well, and I'm not going to say this name right, Xiaomi, Xiaomi, they are working on remote wireless charging. And they haven't said anything about come to market yet. But they do have 17 patents for this. And the idea is it's called the Mi Air Charge technology. It's a 5-watt charging system. And it says it has 144 antennas in the base station that sends a millimeter-wide wave to your phone. And I'm just reading this from the article, which receives them on a 14-antenna array of its own. Can charge multiple devices at once, pass through physical objects, send power to all kinds of small electronics. So will it happen? Is it far-fetched? Probably not, but keep on the lookout for it. And I also saw this company is, I guess, filing a court order or attempting to, they have a ban in the U.S. They're challenging that U.S. ban. I don't know what that's all about. I didn't get a chance to read the article on that one. But yeah. Also, Ring doorbell. Now, I did talk about how the Neighbors app exposed a lot of data recently, and there's been some issues with Ring, but they are going to roll out a $60 video doorbell. The idea is to make it more available to the average person. It's their lowest cost model, it'll be $59.99. It'll be a wired. It's the video doorbell wired. Will work with existing doorbell wiring and includes most of the features of other Ring doorbells, including HD video, two-way radio, advanced motion detection, and an ability to set privacy zones. You can use the Ring app on your phone, and you can also subscribe to a monthly plan for additional features such as people-only mode, which only alerts you when human beings are detected. Start shipping on February 24th. You can pre-order on Ring's website or through Amazon. Of course, Amazon owns Ring. So if you want a video doorbell and you want to do Ring, now's the time. Check it out. And if you get one and you do like it, dislike it, let me know. Love to know. Do a little review on it. So some Apple news, kind of good and bad. Good news is Apple revenue hit $111 billion in the fall of 2020. So it's really their first fiscal quarter of 2021. They did $111.4 billion. That was announced on their earnings call Wednesday, 21% increase from the same period a year ago. They sold more iPhones and iPads, hit a new revenue high from its services, such as Apple TV. Yeah, the latest wave of Apple iPhones, which is the iPhone 12, 12 Pro, set a new sales record at $65.6 billion, up 17%. And analysts had expected sales of $59.9 billion, so they blew that out of the water. Let's see. Now, Apple now has more than 1 billion active iPhones globally. And that wasn't the only good thing. There's subscription services. So, Apple rolled out with Apple One. They have this Apple Music, Apple News, Apple TV, iCloud, Apple Arcade. All those rose 6.5% to 15.8 billion. Subscribers went up to 620 million, up from 140 million a year ago, which that's a huge increase, massive. iPad sales up 13%, 8.4 billion. Mac sales up 21%, to 8.7 billion. Net income of 28.8 billion, which was way beyond the 24.1 billion that the analysts expected. So what does this mean? Apple's doing their thing. They've also added Apple One and Fitness Plus. Apple One, you can also bundle services together for to get cost savings. But Apple doing their stuff. On the other side, a lot of talk about Apple and these data privacy labels in the App Store. I saw where Facebook wants to file an antitrust suit against Apple. Who knows? But it appears that Apple this spring, they're saying probably some point in late March or some point in April when they do another software update, that they're going to roll out the new privacy controls that prevents iPhone apps from secretly shadowing people. The idea that they kind of delayed was to placate Facebook and some of these other digital services that use data surveillance to help sell ads. However, it is going to be coming out again sometime probably in March or April. And there's a big hubbub. Mark Zuckerberg has gone on record saying Apple may say they're doing this to help people, but the move clearly track their competitive interest. Google's been fairly quiet on it, even though they say it could potentially hurt their ad revenue. But money talks, and they pay Apple a whole lot of money to be the default search engine on the iPhone. So Apple, look for another update. Data privacy, who knows? How many of you use Craigslist to buy or sell? I have. Great little platform. But what if you haven't used Craigslist? Or what should you look for Craigslist scams? Because Lord knows they're out there. Knowing how scammers respond to ads is helpful to both posting the ad in for legitimate buyers to avoid looking like a scammer. So what's the first red flag? A vague posting. Many of these scams start with a generic inquiry, asking if the item is still available. They may also claim that they don't check their Craigslist messages, so could you contact them via a separate email address? But be careful. Red flag number 2, and I've seen this one, out of town. You respond to this vague inquiry. You get another response with a detailed story that generally refers to the buyer not being able to come to you, but with a strong interest in the item. I've seen it where I'm in the military or I've done this, so I have seen that one. Number 3, no negotiations. You put someone on Craigslist, you generally expect to negotiate. It's just kind of a good given thing. Scammers want you to be excited that they're willing to pay you full asking price. So they're going to offer you asking price. Hey, I'll pay you this. Or 4, they'll offer you extra money. They'll offer to send you a cashier's check or something with an extra amount of money to cover the shipping. So they can, or worse, they may ask you for banking information. Don't do it. And 5, strange words or grammars. This is kind of classic. It's for phishing emails. It's for anything, is that bad grammar. When you see strange words like advert instead of advertisement or just overall bad grammar, be suspicious. So the idea is a scammer wants to get you to gain confidence in them. They're really trying to build a relationship. And if they can build that relationship to where you trust them, boom, they got you. It's the same thing as phishing. So 5 flags to be careful of when you're on Craigslist: vague posting, out of town, no negotiations, offering extra money, and strange words or grammar. So be careful of those. Be careful. Same thing goes for Facebook Marketplace or any of these platforms where you're selling consumer to consumer. You never know who that person is. And don't meet people in public places. Don't do it in a private spot or whatever. Do it in a public place for your own safety. Speaking about all this, how about a detox? Social media, to some degree, rules our lives. The news rules our lives. And guess what? It can be depressing. It can be depressing. And it's led to this terminology called doom scrolling or doom surfing. And you get hooked and you're scrolling through Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever it is. And you've seen all these negative things. The state of politics and the state of the government and the state of the world and the state of COVID. It's not good. It's not good for us mentally and psychologically. So what can you do? What can you do? Well, take a detox. What does that look like? Well, check this out. Searches for social media detox reached an all-time high this month in the U.S. and have doubled since December, according to Google. Social media allows miserable people to find the company of other miserable people and compare their misery to other people's misery. The old saying, misery loves company. Why not? Using social media excessively for COVID-19 health information is related to both depression and secondary trauma, according to a study by Penn State University and Jinan University. The CDC recommends taking breaks from watching, reading, or listening to news stories, including those on social media, if a person feels stressed. So what do you do? What is a social media detox? Well, it looks different for everybody. You could simply uninstall the apps and not delete your accounts. Just uninstall the apps on your phone and not have them as bookmarks and not look at them on your computer. You could delete your accounts. That's as well. You could use an app such as Freedom that allows you to set up periods of times to block apps. You can do screen time for things like iPhones and iPads, and Google also allows you to do screen times on your Android device from Chrome. You can unfriend people with different political opinions or different views, which I don't know if that's the best way. That could create animosity. I mean, the whole idea is we want to be able to talk to people anyway. But also know in this time of COVID with very little interaction that sometimes cutting off these interactions can lead to just being cut off on a support network. So what do? Well, everybody's different. You need to find out what's best for you. Maybe take a break and come back in and create boundaries. Maybe just create boundaries, whatever it is. But don't be afraid to back out of social media and even regular media because it can be miserable at times. It can be depressing, and it can have an impact in here and in here. So think about it. Maybe it's time to do a social media detox to get away from doom scrolling or doom surfing. So just my 2 cents. And if you want someone that knows a lot about this, let me know. I can put you in touch with someone that very much believes in the social media detox. Finally, just on a negative note, I read this article where a cybercrime group has developed a new type of phishing toolkit that changes logos and text on a phishing page in real time. Now that's impressive. So think about it. You go to a web page and you click on a link in your email for whatever your business is at abc123.com. You click on a link, it takes you to a web page that shows you your logo, shows you text, it looks legitimate. Next person gets that email and it's for Porta Potty 123. They click it on, they go to the web page, boom, it's theirs. It shows their logo and their information. So really impressive. It's named Logo Kit. It's already been deployed in the wild. It's already identified Logo Kit installs on more than 300 domains over the past week and more than 700 sites over the past month. So it's out there. It's out there. It does rely on sending users phishing links that contain their email addresses. And once they navigate to the URL, the website, it fetches the company logo from a third-party service, from as Clearbit or Google's favorite kind of database. The victim email is also auto-filled in the username or email username field. So be careful. Be careful. We've talked about this. Phishing is still huge. Social engineering is still massive. It's not going away. Social engineering is still the biggest way that companies are breached. They want to trick you into believing that something is legitimate that it's not. So be careful. Logo Kit has been used to mimic and create login pages for services ranging from generic login portals to false SharePoint portals, Adobe Document Cloud, OneDrive, Office 365, and several cryptocurrency exchanges. And it can target any company. So be cautious. And this is where security awareness in user training can be so valuable. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, reach out to me. I'll be glad to tell you, because this is targeting employees, and your employees are your first defense, and they can be your best defense or your weakest link. It's your choice. So think about it and let me know. So what do you want to know about? Looking like snow, a good chance of crazy snow Sunday night. I still will be here Monday, 5 p.m. for the next Tech 20. But I hope you have a good finish to your weekend. If you want to know something, put in the comments. We're glad to know. I appreciate everybody for watching. Stay safe, especially if we get nasty weather tomorrow evening into Monday. Just be careful. Don't go out if you don't have to, especially if it's snowy and slick and everything else. But I will see you on Monday at 5 p.m. for the next edition of Tech 20. Until then, have a great weekend. Take care.